Hi, class. Today we're going to take a couple minutes to speak about how money moves in a community. I think this is a really important topic, and you hear a lot about things like Buy American or Shop Small Business. And those things, those phrases that you're hearing are really about how money moves in a community. So I'll give you a couple examples here. I like to shop at a store called REI, Recreational Equipment Incorporated. And they exist all over the country, and it's an outdoor store. It's really high-end, very nice outdoor gear because I like to hike and kayak and backpack and those types of things. And so when I go, sometimes I like to use their equipment because it lasts a really long time. It holds up really well. The customer service I get in the stores is fantastic. If I ever need to return something, I can just return it. They don't really ask any questions. It's just a great shopping experience. But one of the other reasons I like to shop there is because every year they donate money back into the Delaware State Park system through their grants to help make sure that the parks have the resources they need and the trails are maintained and some of those things. And those are places that I like to visit. I like to hike in the state parks in Delaware. So when I choose where I'm going to shop, I try to do research about that company. You know, what is their mission? What are the things that they stand for? Do they donate money back into the community? And if so, for what purposes? Like, where do they donate it? Do they give money to schools, to little leagues, or to like homeless shelters? Like, what are they doing to help our community? Because what I don't like to do is shop somewhere where it's a bad experience or that they're not going to help out our community. And so, right, those are tricky things. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of research to figure out where the places are that meet your ethics or your ideals. It's like, I really care about the environment. So when I buy things from stores, I try to buy places that don't use a lot of packaging. I try to buy products that are earth friendly, maybe not made of plastic as much if I can. And I'm willing to pay a little bit more for those things, or maybe to buy to not be able to buy as many things because I know that what I'm buying is what I really need and it's good for the environment and it's going to help support my community. It's tricky, right? Like, it's a really tricky thing to figure out, especially when you're in elementary school and you don't have as much money, but you can look at the things your parents are buying and maybe even the things your teacher is buying and ask about, where did you buy that from? And why did you buy it from there? And see what their thoughts were. Did they just buy it because it was easy and it was cheap? And if so, okay, right? Like, that's their decision. And that's one reason to buy things. But it goes back to one of our earlier lessons in JA Our Community, which is there a better way, right? Is there a better place to buy it? So I'll give you a couple more examples. There's a really great restaurant. I live near Dover, Delaware. And so there's a great restaurant down here called the BNL, Brunch and Lunch. I love eating there. And one of the reasons I love to eat there is because I know the owner. His name's Dom, and he's a nice guy, really supports the community, tries to help people out. Sometimes he gives people that are, homeless or down on their luck extra food. He invites local artists to sell their art in his restaurant. He holds community events that you don't have to pay to attend. He really cares about our community. So whenever I can meet the owner of a business and, we have something in common, I will try to shop or buy something from them whenever I have the choice or the ability to do so. I'll also try to connect them to other people and to introduce them to people that might be really good employees for their business. Because what it kind of comes down to is where you shop, where you spend your money, your hope is that that business is going to give back some of their profits to make your community a better place. They're going to employ people and pay them a decent wage. They're going to support your local schools and sports teams. They're going to support your local shelters and other places like that. And so one of the reasons I work with Junior Achievement of Delaware is because they're a nonprofit. But they have all of these businesses that are trying to give back to the community by supporting Junior Achievement of Delaware. And then volunteers like myself come in and do these lessons with you. right? And so it's really important to make sure that you shop somewhere that you think matches your values, and that when you're buying something and you're giving them your money, that you think it's going to a good place. So it's about more than the thing you're buying. It's also about, what does that company stand for, and what do they do to support our community? And if they don't do anything to support your community, or they support causes that maybe don't help all members of your community, they only help certain members that maybe don't need the help as much as other members, you might want to think twice about shopping there. So just when you can, spend money in your local community. Make sure you know where the money's going after you spend it there, and try to get to know people. Because at the end of the day, your community needs to have businesses, it needs to have jobs, it needs to have jobs that pay well, so that you can have money, so that you can go out and buy things. And it's really it's a big circle. It's a really big circle. So the money that you spend in your community will usually stay in your community. If you're buying things online and from other places, that money will normally leave your community, which means you'll have less jobs, right? And it's going to go benefit somewhere else. So shop small, shop local when you can. Before you buy something, ask if you really, really need it or not, and make sure that you're buying from somebody or somewhere that matches the way that you see the world, and is going to do good with the money, and isn't just going to get rich and sit on it. So good luck. Certain things you have to buy, certain things you don't. Just make the best choice you can. Be happy with what you buy. And when you find a business that you think acts ethically and reinvests in the community, keep shopping there, because you're doing something good for the people around you as well as for yourself.